Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. We pray you enjoyed the worship service, and now we're so glad that you've tuned in to participate in something just for our young people. We pray you have a wonderful time. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Mount Zion Purity Baptist Church's Children in Service. I hope that you all are doing well today. I miss seeing your smiling faces and your loving hugs. Today, we will talk about the three Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Before we start, I want to talk a little bit about faith. Faith is believing in someone or something without having any proof that they exist or that they will do what you believe they can do. An example, you walk into this room, so think back, you walk into the room of this place where you've never been before, and you just go straight into the room and you plop down into the chair. You don't know anything about this place, you've never sat in this chair, but you just plop down and you don't even think about the fact that you might fall to the floor. That is faith. Because you had never been there before. So you didn't know if the chair had 4 loose screws and was about to fall, but you believed that it would hold you up. So you just sat down. Today we'll talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We will see that they were men of great faith in God. I want us to use our imaginations to picture what happened to these young men. This is the story about a king and 3 brave young men, all with really strange names. We had King Nebuchadnezzar, and the young men were known as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They lived in a place called Babylon, and the 3 men worked for the king and had important jobs in the province of Babylon. One day the king decided to build a huge image made of gold that stood approximately 90 feet high. To understand how tall that is, imagine about 15 men all standing on top of each other to make a tall tower. It was really big. King Nebuchadnezzar then made an announcement. He said, "People of all languages, when you hear the music, you must bow down and worship the statue because I have said so, and I am the king. Whoever does not obey and worship the statue will immediately be thrown into the fiery furnace." The problem with that is, God does not want us to worship anything or anyone other than Him. After all, He is God. He made us and He loves us so much. So, the next time the music played, everyone stopped what they were doing and they bowed down to worship the idol image. Everyone, that is, except Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Some of the king's workers saw that they would not bow down to the image, so they immediately ran to tell the king. They were tattletales, that's what they were. When King Nebuchadnezzar heard the news, he was very angry. He immediately ordered that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought to him to explain their actions. The young men were brought before the king, and Nebuchadnezzar said to them, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you will not bow down and worship the image of gold that I have made? Just in case there was a mistake and you didn't understand what I wanted you to do, when the music plays again, you will be ready and bow down to the image. And if you don't this time, you will be thrown in the fiery furnace. Then what God will be able to save you?" Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego looked at each other and replied to the king, "Oh, Nebuchadnezzar, we did not make any mistakes, nor will we apologize for not bowing down. If we are thrown into the furnace, the God we worship will save us. He will rescue us. But even if he doesn't, we want you to know that we will not serve your idol god or worship an image of gold that you have set up. That made Nebuchadnezzar even more mad. Right away, he ordered the furnace to be heated way harder than it usually was, and commanded some of the strongest soldiers to take Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the fiery furnace. The soldiers did just that. They took them with their clothes, their robes, their turbans on, and they threw them into the fiery furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar looked into the furnace and jumped to his feet in amazement and asked his advisors, "Weren't only three men thrown into the fire?" They replied, "Oh yes, King." He said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, untied, unhurt, unburned, and the 4th looks like some kind of angel." Nebuchadnezzar then came as close as he could to the furnace and shouted in the doorway, "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, follower of the Most High God, come out, come here." So the 3 young men walked out of the furnace without any burns, no hairs on their head burned, all their clothes perfectly fine, and no smell of fire on them at all. That was amazing. At that moment, Nebuchadnezzar knew that they worshiped the real God, not some fake statue. God had sent an angel to protect them from harm. And even more importantly, he realized that they truly believed and trusted in God. They were willing to die rather than to serve or worship any God except their own God. So from that day on, the king made an announcement that all people of all languages could not say anything bad about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's God, or they would be badly punished. We know that today we are going through some rough times. We're in the middle of COVID-19 pandemic. People are protesting against injustice. We're missing our friends. School's about to start. Some will be homeschooled. Some will be going to school in the classroom. There are a lot of things we don't know exactly how they will turn out, and we don't understand. We must have faith, just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We must have the same faith they had in the God that saved them. We have to believe as they did and know that God is able to take care of us. He will make things better for us, our families, and our friends. So, close your eyes and imagine a time in the future when things will be better. You're back in school and you're surrounded by friends and family having a great time. This is what I want you to do when things seem really bad. Have faith in God. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you soon.